Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today something new and different, a book and gaming update. You know that gaming and books can have stories of mythological character, of fantasy character, of sci-fi character, and so on, and that is my main interest here in the channel. um, and the stories spiritual value, I would say, many of them. Today, instead of just talking about books, I just wanted to make a brief update what I'm doing at the moment, and I will comment on books and games. So I'll start with games today. So what am I up to? I'm playing Deadfire, Pillars of Eternity. I've talked a little bit about this game on the channel. I'm playing. There are three games. There are um, Pillars of Eternity. That's the first game. Deadfire, number two, and then you have Avowed now on Xbox, and it's a action RPG. This is very Malazan-esque, and it has strong spiritual vibes and mythological vibes, and the gods are really active in this world, like, for example, in the Iliad and the Odyssey. So this one I've spent a lot of hours already, but I'm actually focusing on the first game, Pillars of Eternity, for you because I want to delve deeper into the lore and tell you more about that, and I hope you find that very interesting. This is at least for me, a rare physical copy that I got hold of this summer, so I'm very happy for that. I'm also playing another game with a lot of fantasy and mythological elements, and that is The Witcher, well known for you, I suppose, about Geralt and the witch hunter that he is. I just started the game. I'm at the Blood Baron, if that says you anything. This was a collector's edition. In here, it was a soundtrack and a map. I will put it on the community page so you can look at it if you are interested. I really think this fantasy is interesting and story because first of all, I think Witcher is more of a Batman type, at least the latest Batman movies with a um, Dark Knight and so on, because Witcher is Geralt here is a very serious guy. It's not so funny, not so much humor. Maybe it will come. And the fantasy here is inspired from Central and Eastern Europe. The books are written by a Polish author from the beginning. It's a book and it's also a board game, I've heard from a friend here. And I'm not sure what you think, but I think the mythology that comes from Central Europe and Eastern Europe seems to have more of horror elements into it, and I think that is reflected in The Witcher so far. I've played the game so far. That's with some video games. I will also show you some board games because that ties into great storytelling as well when it comes to the field that this channel cover. First of all, I just wanted to show you the Orb Scepter Throne, Ian C. Esselmont, fourth book in the novels of the Malazan Empire. I'm 100 pages in. It's fantastic so far, I think, because this really ties into Ian C. Esselmont and Stephen Erickson's archaeological roots very clearly without spoiling anything. But in the beginning, there are obvious archaeological perspectives. You can find them in House of Chains and in Gardens of the Moon too, but in this book, it's really obvious, and I really like it. And we're in Darujistan again, the Blue City, which we have in Gardens of the Moon, so it's nice to be back there. It feels like home, I would say. Um, when it comes to E.N.C. Esselmont and Malazan, I actually got hold of this book, Knight of Knives, E.N.C. Esselmont, hardcover actually from a Swedish bookstore that sells used and old books called Antikvariat in Swedish. Not sure about the English term. Please tell me if you know that. I don't want to be impolite to check it up here live on the stream or and the recording. Still, hardcovers, Malazan, are difficult to find. I did it. I'm happy for that, and I've read the book. You can find the review here on the channel. I'm also into Bone Hunters, as you know, reading slowly, taking notes, etc. Also for you, this is a slow burner channel. With the time, there will be more and more content from the Malazan world, more deep dives, more book reviews, etc. Still, I didn't want to make this channel only Malazan, so that's why I'm a bit slow with the Malazan content to show you the variety of things that I read. I would wanted to highlight that. So you know, it's not only Malazan, but Malazan is like my staple food. Read it every week at least, some kind of Malazan literature. Um, when it comes to books, the last book I want to show you is Christopher Ruccio's Kingdom of Death. A review will arrive during this week of Demon in White. This is the fourth book. What can you say without spoiling too much? I think Rucchio is getting even more skilled in his writing. I think that all these ideas that this is Dune, I understand why, especially the first book, but um, with this book and I think the books before, especially the second and third, it's long gone. It's no question that Rukkio has his own style, deep philosophical and spiritual themes, but expressed in a very efficient and light way. So there are a lot of entertainment here and a lot of reflection on main character Hayden Marlowe, his choices in life, and can you believe him? Because this is his account. He has wrote it as I understand it, but can you then believe the story or not? I don't know. We'll see. I like it very much, as you know. And then lastly, I would like to show you some board games, and this is very new, almost as new as gaming on the channel. And this is not really so much for board gaming experience. Like if you follow a board gaming channel, you will get a review of the game. Maybe they show how the game works. I will not do that. That will not be the case for video games as well. Maybe I will show some footage later on video games. This is I will show you two games that I really enjoy the storytelling in, and the first one is Oathsworn, Into the Deep Woods. You are a band of adventurers. You can choose which one you play, and this is not an adventure, but there are some enemies that I painted. You meet monsters, you fight them, you are in a city to solve mysteries, almost like detective mysteries. There is a voice app for this game. It's one of the main characters in Game of Thrones who reads this audiobook, I would say. The first part of the game is an audiobook. You discover things in the city, and then you fight bosses, basically. So it's kind of monster game as well. But the game is surrounded around a mysterious forest called the Deepwood. I would like to read the introduction to the game for you, so you get an idea what it is. It says like this, that humanity was not destroyed by the hammer of war, the gnawing of plague, or the slow decay of time. It was strangled, choked by root and rot until the deep wood became its grave shroud. The trees have consumed the land. The great cities that survived the coming of the Dark Age now stand alone, islands in a sea of death. Our walls are high, but stone crumbles, and the beasts of the woods prey at the threshold. In answer to this threat, a great pact was sealed between the cities. The free companies were formed to hunt nightmares. Bonded in blood, they swear an oath to fight and die in defense of humanity. Some swear the oath for fortune, some swear it for vengeance, and then there are some who take the oath because they know what will happen if no one stands in the breach. Whatever the reasons, when the darkness falls, they will stand, for they are oath-sworn. This is an excerpt from Remember the Fallen, written by Fableman Grey Kane. So you are part of the Free Company. And you have to fight against all the evils that you can find in Deepwood. And with this, as I said, comes an audio book, hence the relationship to books and literature. And you can play various characters. If you are interested to know more about this game, me talking about this game, please tell me in the comments below. I would gladly do it if you have the interest of listening to it, of course. Then the other game I'm playing right now is the Elder Scrolls. And it's not the video game, it's the board game. So maybe that's a bit strange for you. Yes, you recognize this if you know the Elder Scrolls. So in this Elder Scrolls game, you can do adventures in all the regions in the Elder Scrolls world. Here I have Valenwood, Skyrim, Cyrodiil just in front of me. A lot of maps lying here. Using maps to make dungeons and caves where you can fight battles. All these games are long and time consuming but fun. You can play them on your own and solo. Also the Oathsworn is made in that way. So I was curious on Elder Scrolls. I played the Skyrim video game for a while. I played Oblivion a lot when I was younger. I wanted to have another entrance to the Elder Scrolls world, so that's why I got curious on the board game. And the board game is not a miniature game. You use these kind of ships. They look very nice, I think, and you move them around the map. And because of this, as you know, I'm a lore guy. I was curious on the lore, and I played Skyrim. I still do. I have the idea that I'm a scholar, a lore guy in Skyrim, so I'm trying to find books. And then I understood that, well, you can actually buy a lot of the texts because they are gathered into a few books. And so I bought this one, the Histories, the Man, Mere and Beast, and the Arcane. It's 3 books. This is Skyrim lore, and it's text from the game. It looks like this. If you think like a dragon, right, on this channel, like a nostalgic dragon. And then we have books. I have to remove them, and they look like this. This is the first one is the histories. Actually, that's the one I'm started to look at. So yeah, a lot about races, the cultures, yeah, the map, geography, and so on. That's the first one, and then we have the volume 2, and that is the Man, Mere and Beast. Actually, this one is more about the races, I think. There are also many books in Elder Scrolls. I like to read those books, as you can imagine. So I I don't like to read so much on screen if I can choose. I would love to have something like this for the Elder Scrolls, for the Pillars, sorry, the Pillars as well. All the books there compiled, some nice book, critical book. Also the poems in or the epigraphs in the Malazan books. And then you have a book of about the magic, the arcane. Haven't read so much about this in this book yet, but it looks like this. Yeah. So that's a lot of things that I'm doing right now, and um, I think this is great, just to delve deep into all these kind of stories. I think we should remind ourselves about that before the the writing was invented. People told, oral stories, around the campfire, if we sound a little bit cliche here. So stories has been told in so many ways. We cannot be sure that books or even digital books nowadays then will be the primary source for stories. It's changing quickly, as you know, with social media and all the inventions that are coming through AI and so on. So let's see what happens in the future. So I'm just curious on stories. I think the human brain is, magic. I think human fantasy, I mean, human imagination, right, is a kind of magic, because to invent all those stories to entertain us and to give us experience that we couldn't possibly get in maybe our own life or this life, we can read about them and we can learn. So I think just stories are, that's the thing here, stories. So that was a medley, you could say, of what I'm doing right now: reading, gaming, and so on here in my life. So please tell me if you reacted on something, certain books or games that I showed you, or if you have input what you want me to focus on the channel. If you are still here, I can tell you happily that the channel has increased its subscribers a lot during the summer. I hope it will continue to rise. There, that's not the main goal, but of course it's fun if people watch. No doubt. I will also do a little bit different things during the autumn. I will do a interview with the bookshop here in Stockholm that sells used fantasy and sci-fi books. SF Antikvariat. This will be in science fiction antiquariat. It will be uh, released in September. The interview, we will record it in August. I will also do some other author interviews. I will do author interviews with Ian C. and hopefully Christopher Rucchio. And I also will try to. I will try. I will talk with some independent authors of authors who has released their books on their own. So the channel will evolve. It's kind of a laboratory. You are part of it together with me, and I'm curious on your ideas as well. So, with that said, this was just a very casual video. Just wanted you to tell you a bit about what's going on, and actually, the summer seems gone here, at least for the day. It's been so hot here in Sweden. Now it's colder and cloudier. Actually, that's good because it has been very hot. So we'll see how it develops. Wherever you are in the world, because many of you who are watching, you are from many different parts of the world. So I hope you will get a beautiful day, and see you later. Bye.